Good morning, my friends. Welcome to the Rocky Outcrop Show. This is your morning finance show. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Rocky Outcrop. As ever, it is fantastic to see you this morning. I'd have been here sooner, but my internet didn't seem to be going very well, so who knows even if this is working. Let's hope that it is. I've also been informed by my American friends that if I wear my collar up, that it looks bad. I have to wear my collar down, which is strange because it's kind of like, you know, totally not how I look at it. Anyway, and here we are back in the land of finance. We've got news coming up at some point at the top of the hour, 2 o'clock my time, 9 o'clock New York time. We'll be looking at the pre-market prices of our favorite stocks. We'll do some crypto technical analysis, and we'll chat a little bit. And by a little bit, I think I probably mean quite a lot more, because today, like I said yesterday, I'm going to take things really easy today. So, not the intense, usual kind of deep, detailed technical analysis and education that we normally do, and more of a chitty chatter episode because I'm going to take it easy. I went to bed at a decent time last night, and I endeavored to sleep. I was horizontal for quite a long time, but that didn't really work out very well, so just still getting used to that. And so I work on my health side of things over here, and you all work on your, well, some of you work on your health side of things too, of course. You all work on your technical analysis side of things, and we try and meet somewhere in the middle. And I've got news as well for the community in a sense, which we'll talk about. I don't know if we'll talk about it during the news section. I think the news is for financial news, so we can just talk about this during whenever we want to. And I've been talking about it in the Discord already this morning with people. In that, I'm putting together a Wikipedia page. Now, this conversation has been bubbling along for a wee while. Different people being involved in it, and sometimes I've even forgotten that I've had the conversation already. And we're going to be making a Wikipedia. Oh no, a wiki. You can't call it Wikipedia because that's their thing. And it'll be pretty much exactly the same as that though. For us to use to help each other. So we have this idea in the community that a rising tide lifts all boats, all ships, and that we are the rising tide. And the wiki is going to be a part of that rising tide. Okay, it's going to help. It's going to add. It's going to melt the ice caps of our ignorance. So yeah. So by having an open, accessible Wikipedia wiki, I can't say Wikipedia. It's just because that's what I say in my head. Having an open, accessible one that we can all contribute to over time, then we'll be able to build up a body of knowledge which doesn't just get kind of swamped in the latest bit of chat that comes along, or hidden by the next video that comes out. So people that have watched across my videos in the past know that there's tons and tons and tons of good content out there. I mean, somebody described last week's videos there, shout out to Dead Money, as essentially being an entire trading course, intense crash course trading course for the entire week. Was if you could just go back and watch them, and it'd be like, you know, a course you'd pay for. But of course time goes by and people come along and people are only interested in what the latest thing is, so people aren't going back and watching those videos. The Wikipedia, the wiki will separate that out and make it so that a conversation can happen, and somebody can say to somebody, for instance, how would you know that the RSI is in overbought conditions? And then somebody can reply with a link to the Wikipedia page, wiki page. Very new here, getting used to saying the words. And then it might be a basic explanation, and then the person reading it might think, oh, that was okay, but it could be better, and update it a little bit even themselves. Or somebody else could come along at a later date and think, maybe there's an explanation for this on here, search for it, find it, share it with somebody, and then with the discussion that happens, come up with something that could enhance that page. And there could be a consistent feedback which decouples the extraordinary resource that every individual is in the community from time passing and swamping that effort that people doing, because some people have done some fantastic stuff, you know, and that continues, always continues. So that sort of thing, I'm super excited about that. So I can bring it up and I can show you it in a wee bit, and we can talk about it. Rockypedia, says Jordan Buchanan. Exactly. And Jordan, I'll try and get you a link to that Discord. I'll sort that out. Sorry that you're not that it's not working now. I don't know why that is, but this is another thing that the Wikipedia, the Rockypedia could, you know, have inside it. For example, instructions on how to get the Discord and Patreon thing to work. And then, of course, then people will be able to say afterwards, oh, I followed the instructions, but they didn't work. And then it could be like, okay, well, here you go, etc. And that sort of thing. Really, you know, all sorts of useful stuff like that. And it's community. So that means it's all you. So that's fantastic. So that's like, I suppose that's the big community news. And I've been working on that a little bit last night. I'll be working and this morning, and I'll be working on it a little bit as well today, and just kind of doing that. But as I say, is, you know, I've not got masses of energy. Now, I used to also have a website, rockyoutcrop.com. It's not around at the minute, but it will be. And maybe some people out there would want to. And I've been talking about this in the Discord. So, and shout out to Der Baum, out there, you know, talking about this sort of thing as well, and to Ape Hoddle as well. I believe we were talking about this earlier on the Discord, and anybody else, you know, if you want to get involved in doing these sorts of things because you've got a passion for putting together websites, that you like doing it just for fun. I know what it's like because I've done it for fun quite a few times, just made joke websites or whatever, you know, it's just like for fun. And the experience that somebody has coming along and seeing it, and you having made it, I think is pretty cool. So if somebody wants to do that and think, oh, that would be cool, I'd like to do that, then you can get in touch with me and the others who would also think the same, and we can do it collectively as well. So we can do that and put a website up there. It's just as a thing. So I need to have one, obviously, just as a sort of placeholder website, and then over time, then whenever the branding all gets sorted out, etc., that'll all grow. So that's another thing. That's another thing for us all to have as a resource, as a place. And I'll try and always include whomever wants to be included and all that sort of stuff. So shout outs to everybody that's here watching along with us. Let me just get the what you call it up, the page, the YouTube thing. So I can see your chitter chatters. There yous are. I can see you. I can see you in there. Excellent. Good to see everybody. Hello, Derbaum. Hello. Hello, Joe Maxwell. Hello, Stephen. Guitar Outside. Sasha, Charles, Christy, Adele, Jordan, and all y'all's Darth Vader. Darth Viver, I should say. Whoops. Slip of the tongue. So yeah, that's great, Rocky. I'm already popping squats. Take care of yourself, good sir. Thank you so much, Mighty Potato. I love the potato. It is a wonderful thing. So thanks so much for that. Right, how about we do some squats then? We're at we've got 13 minutes. The news will start. The news will start at 2. Bum 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 bum. Rocky news. But let's just do the squats for now. I don't have squat camera set up. Still don't have squat camera set up. Could I set something up? Maybe I could get something kind of like squat cam on the go. I'll have to put this back after. Ah, come on, work. Oh, I see what's happening. I see what's happening here. You're not inside the camera, but you think you are. Right, okay, so squat time! 11 squats. Let's go. Woo! Yeah, doing the squats and trying to stay inside that box there is kind of inconvenient. So just going to go with it how it normally is, and we can mess around with this tomorrow. Oh, hey, look at that. Cosmic Lightning Warrior in the chat. Everybody say hi to Cosmic. Great guy. Good to see you, buddy. I'm about to do some squats. You can join in if you want. Oh, I really am invisible. Is this working? Yeah, okay. How many have I done? Is this the fourth one? I think this is the fourth one. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now my form's crap, probably, but I'm not very good at any of this. This is the last one, so make it a good one. Okay. Okay. Well done. Well done, everyone. Yeah. So I'm just trying to get a bit healthier, you know, and trying to encourage everybody else to do that as well. So if you're doing that this morning with us, then well done to you. Really well done to you. Like I say, I'm incredibly unfit and unhealthy. And you might feel similar in terms of your financial education. Well, let's meet in the middle. Woohoo! Good job, everybody. Good job. Good job. Woo! Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. Calls on squats. Ooh. Right. Okay. As you can see, that sort of thing tires me out quite a bit. Morning, bud. Good morning, nephew. Need to get the blood flowing. It elevates the mood. Really messed up my monitor screen, my monitor position. That'll do. Right, great. When cold shower cam. Not going to have one of them. Aha, Rocky, you may be my father. Ooh, thanks. Nice work, says Sasha. Nice work, everybody. Just pumped out infinity squats while we did 11. Whoop woo! Yes, squats. It's easy for Cosmic Lightning Warrior to do squats because he lives in a zero gravity environment. So it's cheating, basically. Cosmic, you're cheating with your squats. Turn the gravity up to 11. Brilliant. Okay, so shall we? We'll do a bit of the old. We'll do a bit of the old chart stuff. Bring us up to 2 o'clock. Look at some news. 2 o'clock my time, 9 a.m. East Coast America time, and look at some news together, and then we'll get background for the markets opening up and all that good stuff as well. By the way, I've been feeling it. I've been feeling the squats. Got the funny feels in the legs and whatever. So it's good. Keep doing them. Keep getting better. Yo, how you doing today? Woo woo! Excellent. Everybody calls on gravity. Everybody chatting away nicely in the chat there. I really dislike the way I position my monitor since putting it back. But what are you going to do? We'll just get on with the show. Ah, damn it. Yeah, that's right. I messed this thing up too. Ugh. And that makes the angle bad. Okay. Jimmy very generously bought these 2 webcam things up here for us both. Elgato webcam. My review of the Elgato webcam, not worth the money. Probably I would say that in terms of how good it is, it's probably should be charged something around about. Well, I don't know. All the other webcams out there are also crap, right? They're all crap. But Elgato didn't do a great job with that, and it's definitely not worth the 300 blabs. No way is it worth the 300 blabs. Not at all. Totally crap. Anyway, that's my review of the Elgato webcam. Thanks, Elgato. keep pumping out crap products. Actually, this bracket you've got for microphones is kind of neat. Very version 1 though. Very version 1. Like, you can imagine them putting out one that looks kind of similar to this in the future. And then people looking back at this one and saying, wow, that's like a prototype. It's so kind of crap. But still, it's the best microphone arm that's out at the minute. That may well be the best webcam. It is shite. Right, sweet. So, how do I get my charts up again? Yes, come prepared. That's what they say. Come prepared. Come prepared. Be prepared. Super preparado. Where is it? I've got way too many tabs open again. Ugh. I'll be with you in a second as soon as I figure out what I'm doing here. Right, great. Okay, that'll do is that. Ah, wrong size. So yeah, the screen will be the wrong width whenever I do get it working. By the way, thanks to everybody for being patient with all my with whatever's going on here that requires all this patience. Thanks so much, Rocky. You're always innovating. Thanks for including us in your vision. Thanks for including us in your vision. That's so nice of you to put it that way. Thank you for being a part of what we do here. Thank you so much. Thank you for being always so friendly, motivating, keeping everybody in good spirits. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm always innovating. Well, you're fantastic, and I really appreciate you being here, man. Always. So it's my vision is you. Damn it. Fuck's sake. My vision is you. Without you, I wouldn't have a vision, right? This is it. So thank you so much. Great. That's better. What's that? That's Evergrande. Evergrande keeps on getting bigger. How big is it? Oh, it is big. Very grand. Just keeps on granding it up. Granding it up over here. What's that on my sofa? A letter and a bag. Wow, looks really bad on camera. Right. And now the colors are crap. Come on, Elgato. Come on, Elgato. Stop being so crap, eh? Stop being such a crap webcam for 350 quid or whatever it is. Stop being so crap. 300 quid, whatever it is. I don't know. Jimmy bought them. Massive rip-off. Mrs. Wilson, I know that's you. Oh, right. Okay, you're chatting. Rocky Group. See if you already had a thing, this wouldn't be an issue. That's true. Homer's rehypothecated ghost. You're right about that. I need to get this sorted. This this squat cam. You know what though? The camera quality, while it kind of sucks and whatnot up there, and I'm not liking it, it's better than what I see some other people using in the world. So we'll just have to go with it. I guess, or something like that. Why is it so crap? Like honestly. What a joke. What a joke. Right. Bearing in mind that this is what a good camera looks like. Weird. Anyway, right. So yeah, that's Evergrande. It's Evergrande. There's nothing anybody can do to stop it from being grand. That's just that. It's just how it is. It's just grand. So where does it come up to? Well, shock horror. It's up at the 236 Fibonacci retracement before finding some resistance. As if you ever needed it, there's proof that technical analysis can work for you. Lovely jubbly. We're all happy over here, having made some money on that. And by we, I say me because I doubt anybody follows me into that one. Well, actually, somebody did on the inner tubes. Look at that. Bitcoin, it went down to the 618 golden pocket, then retraced back up again, coming back up to, well, you know where it came back up to. It's currently at 43,000, not having managed to push up above 44, etc. yet, but doing pretty good. Well, not having managed to crack above that sort of 44,500 zone. Clear pivot for it for us. As we can see here, 45,500 being above the 50% line on the old Bitcoins. This is the 1 hour chart, by the way. And I'm drawing this Fibonacci in from the 18th of September highs up there at 48k down to the most recent lows down here at 39,600. And you can see that the prices only came up to 44,500. It'd be funny Wouldn't it be funny had I mentioned 44,500 about 50 billion times? It's always worth bearing in mind where your previous pivot and support and resistance prices were. You know, if you can remember when we were in these zones, for example, or indeed over here in this zone or this zone, for example, or when we were coming up at that price over there as another example, or indeed when we were over here then as well as another one, and that story can go on and on and on and on. Then you'll remember the number 44,500. I think it narrows down the technical analysis enough for me to be able to move on to some other charts by saying 44,500 one last time before moving on. Okay, so Ethereum over here, you have 30,000, or 30,000, wouldn't that be nice? You've got $3,000. Look at that. This is a pitchfork that I drew on. By all means, go and try and find, fact check me. Go by all means, try and go and find when it was that I drew this on. I can hardly remember now myself. I can hardly remember myself. This is almost like painting by numbers technical analysis on Ethereum. So it went up like this. Bearing in mind, so has it been on here the entire year? Not quite. The entire year. Has it been on here for maybe 18 months? Not quite. I'm not sure. I don't think I necessarily drew it in February 2020. Maybe drew it in March 2020 or April 2020 or June 2020 or October 2020 or maybe November 2020. Maybe even I drew it in January 2021. Maybe I drew it in April 2021. Maybe I drew it in May 2021. Actually, I know I didn't, and you get the point, right? This thing is useful in the extreme. It's almost crazy, right? Do we like that? I think that's a nice little bit of a change. And I say a change, but it's not a change because, like I say, this has been on the charts for so long, and I've shown everybody it for so long that when we zoom in here, and I did not draw this in today. And we see the way that this interacts in and around about these areas. I don't know. So anyway, pretty good, right? So how about we consider things like the key significance of sort of $3,100, and how about we consider then the sort of the danger that always lurks in there around about 2,300, and then we can also start considering things like $4,500 thereafter. If you want to have more information on this sort of thing, then by all means try and hook me up in the Discord and ask me about it. But like I say, if you want to do this on yourself, then go ahead, and then you'll have it on your own charts. Here it is. For free, not a penny being charged for this piece of information here. Draw in with the 17th of December lows. Is that right? 17th of December? I guess so. 17th of December 2019. Up to the highs and around the 12th of February 2020. Down to the lows about the 14th of March 2020. And there you have it. What type of pitchfork is it? And you're looking at just an original pitchfork, the original one, original gangster OG pitchfork. I have the logarithmic chart on. That's what it looks like on linear. No, this is the logarithmic chart. Just another quick view of that. This is what it looks like on linear. Nope, this is the logarithmic chart. So there you go. Great, groovy, nice one. How insightful. Bit chatty. Anyway, we have news to look at over here. This is the wrong tab. Congratulations, the wrong tab, everybody. You've got the wrong tab open. Woo! Okay, stock futures hold on to gains after Fed decision. Oh, wow. It was the Fed all along that made the stock market futures do well. So we know now, thank goodness, the Yahoo News was swinging one way then the other over the last couple of days with this one. The Fed decision did go well. That's good. So we'll have to check with our AMC charts and see then how that was reflected over here. Let's just see. Oops, clicked the wrong thingy. Let's just see how that was reflected over here on AMC. Zooming on in. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Right, so yep, okay, we've definitely had a bit of both over the last wee while. We definitely had Chinese fear market, Fed happy meeting market, and we have pushed up towards, you know, the $40 number. Oh yeah, that's right, $40. We spoke about that. We spoke about that in the past. $40. Right. So we're back at $40 again. Great. Well, Fed happy meeting market. Fed meeting happy market. Yahoo's predicting, I suppose, that the prices of this will move up towards 42. Let's see if we can fill in this gap at 44.24 or something like that today. Wouldn't that be nice if we got that sort of real positivity, if there is that, if that Yahoo news is to be believed with regards to the Fed decision. What was the Fed decision anyway? Do we want to read it? Traders also eyed developments on China Evergrande, which faces about an 84 million interest payment for foreign bondholders on Thursday in one of a string of liabilities, blah, blah. Contracts of S&P 500 gained. This is just doing this morning briefing type of chat, isn't it? Because it's all over the place, this article. What happens here? Right. Okay. Federal Reserve's upbeat tone on economic recovery and suggesting that the timing of tapering process of its assets purchase program would come largely in line with market expectations helped sustain a rally in risk assets during Wednesday's session. I think this in line with market expectations is something that's maybe worth pointing out. You know, if you consider yourself to be part of the market and consider your expectations with regards to be sort of in line with the market expectations, then that's a curious sentence to you, perhaps, you know. However, I suppose there has been a degree of, dare I say it, sort of, I don't know what, normality here in the show to a degree when we've been talking about, not normality because these are extreme conditions, but understanding the system that allows for these extreme conditions to be extreme and what the outcome from that would be, etc. And we've tried to analyze that and be fair about it. So they're looking at kind of tapering off the asset repurchase program. People seem to think that this is kind of completely market driven. To an extent, it's market driven, but it's policy driven too. It's an interaction between the two of them, and then for them to be able to think that they can kind of do that is good. Now, this isn't me saying, oh my goodness. I mean, we're not going to see the growth in the GDP we've seen up to this point in time, but we see no reason why GDP growth of 3 to or 2.5% over the next 3 or 4 can't be sustained. I think that's very powerful for equities, right? So we've talked about this and how the government and the Fed have been suppressing the price of equity or bonds over the, you know, not suppressing, but they've not been uplifting the price of bonds with their view to, you know, keeping the sustained frothiness, I should actually say, in the equities markets. If they can have a period of relative growth within the USA compared to inflation and keep it reasonable and in touch, but not rocketing towards the top side, and allow the rest of the world, namely Europe primarily, I would say, in terms of the economic growth to catch up a little bit over the period of years, that would be a great long-term strategy for them to start to think about perhaps just now in terms of balancing out the inevitable inflation on a global level without there being a requirement for a correction which lands in the pockets immediately in the short term, you know, or the medium term of the American consumer, and instead is just boisterous over the period of the future. That would be good. Is that too optimistic? I don't know. Write it on your letters to Santa and tell me what you get back. Anyway, new jobless claims unexpectedly rose last week. Oh my God, we didn't expect it, and then they went up. Well, crazy. Right, so there's other news out there. Anyway, if you're an ExpressVPN customer, you shouldn't be, says old Ed over there. There he is, Eddie. Eddie, what are you saying? Well, it turns out, you know, that that he's just keeping everybody informed. At least until recently, CIO of the big VPN Express VPN is one of 3 former US intelligence operatives who agreed today not to fight the charges the illegally helped UAE hack people. Kind of makes you think. Sentence is a little bit badly written. Too much, you know, but let's just go over that a second. The at least until recently CIO is still in place. Daniel Greaky and ExpressVPN Backham of big VPN ExpressVPN is one of 3 former US intelligence operatives who agreed today not to fight charges that they legally helped the UAE, United Arab Emirates, hack people. They did. Project Raven, they did. He expressly VPN'd, admitted to doing it in his interview. There's Israeli companies bought over ExpressVPN, and it's clear, right? It's clear that this, much like, and you know, this is an Edward Snowden news article, right? So don't call me paranoid or crazy. It's clear and obvious that that ExpressVPN has been used by intelligence services much in the same way as the Facebooks, etc. of the world have been for quite a while to keep an eye on everything. And this is just typical. And you should watch out for that sort of stuff. And no, Edward Snowden maybe a little bit late on the uptake, but also at the same time, yeah, ExpressVPN. So don't trust them, I guess, right? But whatever. Other news: Borris, Big Bobo, he is the blondie prime minister. Humanity is reaching a turning point on climate change, and it's good to see that Borris is actually pointing this out. Now, you recognize that background? That is, of course, the big old cartoon bomb background. You might remember from Ariel Sharon and all that sort of stuff. Can you remember? Do you remember the cartoon bomb that he had, and that filling up? Shouldn't laugh. A climate summit of the world leaders in 40 days' time will be the turning point for humanity, PM Boris Johnson said in a speech to the United Nations. It's really good to get these things out there publicly in a really sort of big eyeballs event, and then go back home and completely, ignore everything that you were talking about. Of course, now. But that's fine. He's you rest your climate protesters at home. Rest of the world, it's a turning point. Very British, very good. Well done, Bobo. He's the best. It's time for humanity to grow up, he said. Well, it's time for humanity to grow up. Yeah, time to grow up, says Bobo. I passionately believe that we can do it by making commitments in 4 areas: coal, cars, cash, and trees. Coal, car, cash, and trees. 4 areas. Let's do it. Coal. Pooh. Let's not use coal so much. Cars. Let's do better with them. Cash. Money, money, money. Mr. Johnson probably uses, like, what is it? Cushell? Is it Andrex? Is it that plant a tree every time? Andrex, is it? Mr. Johnson, economic. Green. He's very green. UK used coal to generate 25% of its electricity 5 years ago, but that's now down to 2%. Mr. Johnson said it would be altogether by 2024. Yeah! Natural gas is much better. Yeah! You know what, though? Scotland is well on it. Scotland has a few times, and I've not chased up on it, produced more than 100% of its electricity requirements through green means already. Scotland. One of the reasons why I want Scotland to be an independent nation is because we are carbon neutral, pretty much knocking on that door already. Is Boris Johnson going to do it? Is he? Fuck. Anyway, moving on. FTSE 100 slips into the red as bank split on bond buying widens, while Wall Street set for opening rise. Oh, great. Nice one, everybody. So we have it. The Fed meeting did well. AMC's looking up towards that 44.24 gap fill, for example. 1:20 p.m. leading shares turn lower. So in the UK, we've seen that it's dipped into negative territory, down 4.5 points at 7,078. After the pound strengthened in the wake of the Bank of England report. Wouldn't it be so nice to see the FTSE get up to 10,000? Wouldn't it be so nice? But anyway, James Bentley, Director of Financial Markets Online, said the bank's hints at gradual tightening of the monetary policy over the medium term has given sterling a shot in the arm, while UK equities are treading water. The prospect of a rate rise early next year has pumped up the pound against both the dollar and that dynamic has worked. Also, on the pound euro thing, and I was looking at this last night. I wonder if it's actually tradable at the minute. Damn it! I wish I had better. I wish I had 29 or 30 or 2 hours or so in the day to do all this sort of stuff. As ever, yeah. Fuck's sake, man! Wouldn't you know it? Damn it! Shit. Anyhow, sorry. Excuse my language. Anyway, yeah, so I was looking at a GBPUSD forex trade last night, thinking about this overall here in this system and waiting to see what sort of good news we would get in order to see this thing bounce back up the way. Number of different ways of looking at this, of course, your sort of your Adam and Eve type idea just here. Now, that's not ideal given that it's not at the top of a move. Instead, rather, what you could maybe say is that that's your right hand shoulder, that's your head, that's your left hand shoulder, that type of idea. Anyway, I was looking at this and thinking that it wouldn't be a surprise to me to see this thing get a sort of failure and go towards the top side overall there. A number of little reasons kind of kicking in together with me thinking just, just in the most simplistic sense that you can kick the can down the road in a period whenever you've got economic uncertainty just now and see how things go. Maybe perhaps we get some news which has got a more positive relationship for versus USD in the UK at the same time as getting positive news for equities in the US. Now, wouldn't that have been a handy thing to have been thinking about over the last couple of days? I mean, I don't know, unless I make things super explicit and talk about absolutely everything in my mind that I'm doing and what sort of things go through my head when I'm looking at charts at 10 p.m. at night and then whatever else and keep everybody completely and 100% informed all the time. It's not possible for me to do that. And besides, if I did that with everything, I'd have to tell you every single thought, and not all of them are going to be correct and accurate and whatever else. But that was, what was happening last night for me, right? And I didn't take a trade on it. Anyway, it's not like things move massively in forex, right? It's not like they do. It would be a high leverage trade that you take. It's only up 0.84%, but that's decent. It's a decent move. It's a decent one. As you can see, when you look back at the previous candles, whenever I was looking at this, just like thinking, yeah, I'll take a trade on that right here, right now. And I am like 90% sure that I didn't. Anyway, I'm 90% sure that I didn't, so I'll not bother checking just now. Right, cool, excellent. What was that? All right, we're cracking on. Quarter past 9, 2 UK time, 3 Amsterdam time, quarter past some other hour, some other country in the world time. Where's the next tab? Bobo, Footsie. Yeah, so chat like this, good stuff. Bank reluctant to remove comfort blanket. Sterling bolstered by central bank comments. US market pleased with Fed news. And then you have that kind of relationship there. Now, in terms of like you're looking at news and you're seeing this sort of shit and it's coming in and you're thinking, yeah, great, I'm staying on top of things. Really, if you're able to think along those sorts of lines and you don't need to do it, you don't need to take action. If you're able to think along those sorts of lines yourself and think, how would these implications happen? Then you're getting a better idea of understanding dynamics in markets. And well done to you if that's the type of way that you'd be thinking. If you just read the news, that's fine. You're just reading the news. Don't shame yourself for just reading the news. But if you're reading the news and put things together, then don't go into massive rabbit holes either. Try and test some of these ideas out before getting too sort of running with it. Phone call reveals moment. Northern Ireland man 24 wins 250k on £2 scratch card. Wow, fantastic. Tracepon shared this story with me, and it'd be so great to actually get to hear it if this is going to load for me in here, if this plays. That's so cool though, isn't it? The National Lottery has revealed some of its most goosebump-worthy moments, blah, blah, blah. 24-year-old won 250 G's on a National Lottery scratch card a year ago. Corey said, Corey, good name, eh? Corey Bing Bong. At first, I didn't say a word as I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I just sat there staring at a scratch card and went white as a sheet so much that my friends were actually asking me what was wrong. What are you talking about? Spoiler alert. Jeez, spoiler alert. Can you see this? Yeah, you can see it. Maybe can I make this bigger? Is it better, bigger? No, I'll just go with this.
Good evening, you're through to the National Human Alpha speaking to.
Hello, you're talking Borris.
How can I help you today?
Well, I've won a £2 scratch card. I've won $250,000 at them.
Well, I can confirm from the information you're giving me, if you did say it was a £2 scratch card,
Yeah.
it has won you £250,000.
No way.
£250,000.
Yeah, quarter. So
Yes.
yeah, I won that. Yeah.
£250,000, Corey.
Hiya. Hello. Oh. It stopped, is it? Oh, well, fuck. Ah, dear. Ah, okay. It is what it is. Yep. Well, it's the internet here. That's what I said. I wasn't sure if I was starting it, if it would be good. I'd put it on my phone. It's just not going to happen. I'm not bothered because I didn't want to have a hard day today anyway. So I'll just go on and tell people. I'll just do another one and then I'll end it. Say the internet shit and then go away and do my other stuff. Cool. See ya. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. See ya. I don't know if this is working. Hello? Maybe it didn't end. Oh, right. Oh, okay. It might just also end any second now, though, as well. So that could happen. I'll check with the chat. Thanks for calling. That's okay. Cheers, man. Right. Is it working? Is it working? Let me know if it's working. If you're watching now and it's working, fantastic. If you're watching now and it ain't working, poop bums. It seems like it could be working, but I totally can't tell. I got the buffer suffer. See, people are suffering out there for it. It may have ruined everything. I hit the end button to start again. I think it's fucked because I hit the end button. I'm not too sure. But anyway, I don't know. So I don't know if I'm streaming or not right now. It says that I'm streaming on my thingy, but I can't actually afford to hit the end button because that will actually end it. So instead, I'm just going to go back to the big camera and just kind of chill out and have a cup of tea and watch as everybody panics, I guess, in the thing. Go back to the stream, get ad. Now good. Go back into stream, got ad, now good. That would be some nice GME. Great, now I have scratch off. I scratch off. It's a sign. I don't know. If it's working and it's working, then I'm super happy. And if it isn't working, then I'm just going to have to cry. Just going to have to cry about it. Right. All good, says Dead Money. Wow. That's cool. Thanks so much for trying, Jimmy. I did the same thing to you the other day. Kind of. Right. Brilliant. So we're on here. I don't know. You might have seen me talking about Scotland coming into carbon neutrality. This was Bobo's chat at the UN and the big cartoon bomb. And Scotland carbon neutrality and how great we are here. You might have heard that, might not have. You might have heard me talk about the FTSE slipping into the red as banks on bond Biden. The UK is taking measures here where it's kind of essentially saying, oh, we might tighten up our interest rates. Sterling rises, but equities suffer. In the US, you've got the Fed saying, yeah, everything's great here for us. We're not going to help with the bond market at all at the minute. And then equities go up. You might have heard me talking about that. And then the dynamic and how I wanted to take a trade off the back of it. I then went into the charts here, talked about how there could be this sort of triangular shape here, consolidating, that there was a decent technical analysis reason for a move. I was looking at the technical analysis of this last night and thinking to myself, I want to take a trade off the back of it. Maybe there could have been like a head and shoulders idea in there with a sort of neckline and around about that region as well. In this zone, you kind of had this kind of Adam and Eve type imagery of this. It doesn't really work because it wasn't at the top of a trend. However, you know, this type of idea and thinking, would we maybe get a turn up as a result of it? And I didn't take the trade, I don't think, although I had a split second in my head where I thought that maybe I had. So I'll just go take a look and see if I did take a trade on that one on a different trading application that I've got. Another different one. I've got so many. No, I did. No, I didn't. No, unfortunately, I didn't. Anyway, that's that. I can see on there, though, however, that RR is doing well as it happens. This is something that we could look at at some point. Up there again, doing well. Again, 126. Now we know that there's this zone that we're in. Okay, this is this zone that we're in. We've talked about this actually now at this stage for about a year. To be honest with you, I don't know, maybe not a year, maybe about maybe 10 months or something. I think the first time I'd introduced RR to everybody was a long time ago. It's a long term thing, right? It's not, you know, happening overnight. So there we have it. Right, brilliant. And then there was more news. Okay, there's this lovely little sort of story with a dude from Northern Ireland who won. Corey, well done to Corey in Northern Ireland, who got 250 G's on a scratch card. And well done. You know, I'm a little bit kind of sickened by the woman on the phone picking it up, who has to like read from her script there. Oh, am I right in hearing that you got a £2 scratch card? And just a second, are we recording this? Yeah, we're recording this. You got a £2 scratch card and you won $250,000. Very contrived. And then this news story afterwards, very contrived, but still. Super happy for you, Corey. Well done, 250 grand. Definitely, but you know, when the fun stops, stop gambling. Scratch cards are a waste of money. Having said that, I've got about 20 quid, easy in amongst that crap there that I need to go pick up from the shop at some point. Right, brilliant. Okay, what else was there? Oh, aye, the charts and all y'all and news and all that stuff. She's a bit sickening, but your boy is dead happy. Yeah, no, that's the main thing. He's so happy. Yeah, and you can hear his voice. So nice. So happy for the dude. I had a dream that Jimmy defeated an angry slime monster with the power of a broom. The slime monster was angry that the floor was dirty. Very Doctor Who. Wow, that's funny. I had nightmares last night. Not really nightmares. I don't tend to get nightmares in that classic sense. I've only ever had them a few times in my life. Once I got a night terror. That was real experience. Looking back on it, I was like, wow, that's amazing. I'm glad it happened. And I woke up in the night and I screamed fuck off at some spirit above my face. Very good. Right. But anyway, I had nightmares last night, and they were. It's you saying that now that just reminded me, because it was this morning when I woke up and it faded. But it was very much sucked. It was along the lines of like having to deal with. I mean, I call it a nightmare. It's just because it was a dream that left me feeling really stressed. And that really crap. Anyway, to do with CCTV and all the rest of it. Probably me processing the whole live streaming thing. You know, and that getting it out of my head. It was something along the lines of like having to, you know, I mean, Freud, eat your heart out, having to like disarm a bomb whilst being watched on CCTV. It was a weird thing, right? Anyway, cool, excellent, sweet. So, if I was a Time Lord, I would do some serious damage, says Tracebawn. Totally, probably would do. When Ambo, yeah, exactly, totally. Piga, I can relate. Woo, Sarah Rastino, Punisher Doctor. Cool, excellent. So we still actually have some people watching. 67 less. So that's that. 76. Wow, jumps around all over the place. Who knows? Maybe the internet's causing the problems. And yeah, so we're at half past. We're coming up to half past. We'll let the charts take care of themselves. Go back over to GME, just see what it is. Pre-market 191, good. AMC pre-market 41.36, good. Bollinger Band pre-market 10.28, good. Whatever, we went down. We definitely filled in all of our gaps that we were talking about here. Did you short Bollinger Band from $11 or $12 down to around about this area? You could have happily taken profit here at the you know, the $10 zone. You know, we gapped down. Wow, you know, wow, fantastic. We predicted all this in advance. Looking at this one, this is a curious one because we gapped down past the gap. So it's a question of whether or not this is considered to be filled or not, you know, and we're trying to work this thing out. This is why I put money on this one myself, because I didn't want to forget about it. And you know, I didn't want to forget about this one. I wanted to, even at the cost of losing money, you know, I'm trading this one blind, looking for a move up towards this area, and it's bad. I wouldn't recommend anyone to do to do trading along these lines just as yet, but in full knowledge that when people get their hands on the DMI, that they're going to do stuff like this. Then this is why I'm looking towards that there, you know, and asking questions about whether or not we'll get there. Very negative so far, you know. Between these two lows, have we got some bullish divergence at least? And we do. potentially. No, we don't. Sorry, take that back. We do on the DMI. We do on the accumulation distribution, the MACD, and the stochastics. Not so much on the RSI there. So yeah, it pushes down, kind of gives you that feeling. I'm still. I mean, what can I say? I'm playing this towards the top side. You want me to give you unbiased technical analysis on it? It's pretty hard. I mean, my bias at the minute is leaning towards like me looking at the RSI and going, "Oh no, there isn't divergence." When fucking 1, 2, 3, 4 other indicators in the chart are saying they are, and I'm long on this thing. And that, so how confused that, and there's no bias here in terms of me pushing my own book on this one. I'm quite negative on it. Charts, oh fuck yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, anyway, this one, but it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter because we were just chatting. It doesn't matter. This is IPG. I did draw a real nice looking. It was really nice when I put this arrow on though. Looked really smooth as fuck. Quality stuff. Right, thank you, Sarah. That's really, thanks. Sorry, Sal. Thank you for that. Charts. Back on the charts. Yep. Right. So anyhow, like we're saying, did I have the? You might have. Did I even show you the GBPUSD chart? I mean, I went on, I was banging on a bit. There is there. I think I did. Oh no. What's it this time? Hello? I got that. Cheers. It's funny. Right. Great. Jimmy says hi. So we were going to look at GME then, right? GME dynamite. GME is out of sight. Woo. Maybe something that we could look at just as this little sort of curious thing while we want to figure out what's going on here is gap fills along edges of markets. I keep promising myself not to do any education though, so maybe I'll not. I'm trying really hard to not educate people too much. I slipped into it slightly in that section that I don't know if it worked or not. And by the way, because of the buffering, this timer will be bollocks. I don't think this timer will even work. The timer that's up there. I think that it says 52 minutes here, but by the time that YouTube's actually made the video, it'll be like 30 minutes of actual video or something like that. So whatever. Appreciated so much. And even if they are crap, don't worry about it. Thank you so much. Right. So yeah, I was thinking, like, do I do education on things like this? Here, this 15-minute time frame, you see there's no gap. 5-minute time frame, there is a gap. The gap takes us down to 191.07. Could we fill that in? It's a 5-minute gap. On everything else, it's just not there. So, but yeah, we totally could. Just little things. So anyway, we're doing well at the start of the day, looking for movements towards the top side. Right, so 197 is our current target. Now, over here in AMC, we've got a gap here again at 40. Do we want to fill it in again at 40? You know, again in this zone, or are we going to just leave it on here? It's kind of ironic in a sense, if you want to call it ironic. I guess it's a bit of that not really irony thing. But our movement up here so far today has been right into where the gap is on that one. It kind of doesn't make as much sense anymore now that it's moved slightly past that point, but that was pretty neat for like 2 seconds of fun. It's not really ironic or anything, it's just, I guess, interesting. Anyhow, now we'd have to move back down to the gap, which is of course just below that if we wanted to fill that in. Now, could we have the volatility that's in that area? Yes, we could. I would like to see that be filled in. Still, anyway, we're in here at 40. We're looking for 44. I mean, that's where I'm aiming for today. My better buy price on this one's going to be closer to 40. You know, it depends on whether or not you were trading it right now, obviously, or not, but I don't think anybody is. AHT, something that's done really well over the last couple of days, bringing in the day today so far. It's with nice movement up towards 15, 14. That's good to see. 1 hour time frame down. Well, let's go 5-minute time frame. Yep, already kind of more or less filled in that gap there. So I didn't want to talk about things, but you can. But just as a sort of, okay, look, I'm going to do it real quick. I don't want, but I'm trying to do a sort of less I do too much education sometimes, and it makes me tired, and whatnot. Where is this one? Not there. What's it? That's 20. not there. Back in the day, there was a gap somewhere on some time frames. There's like several of them anyway, along the way for Bitcoin. I don't have them drawn on this particular chart. Do I have like another chart where I've marked off gaps? I mean, I probably do to show people. Not seeing any on that. Just a second, people. Sorry. There was a point I was going to make, and it occurred to me. Not on that one. That might be one. Don't think so though. 12 grand doesn't ring any bells. So somewhere in one of these charts, somewhere in the past, I'd marked out like all of the gaps since 2020, and then latterly forgot that I'd done that and deleted them. Probably, right? It's probably what happened. I went to some effort there, but there was like gaps that you can get extreme departure points in markets, which like you can just sit there. You know, they can just sit there forever. And it depends on time frames as well and stuff like that. It's just like they can. It's like can it, could it, would it, should it, could it? Yeah, it can. It can. It can sit there. It can sit there for pretty much forever. Sometimes so I was thinking I could maybe go and find some of those examples and educate people on it, but yeah, I really don't want to. Right? Sorry. Back GME over here. GME. Now this is what we'll do. You know what? Actually, nah. Nah. This is too much. Again, I just wanted to do a chat episode today. If anybody wants me to take a look at any tickers or whatever, do any TA specifically, then just then ask. Otherwise, and what I'm going to do is go over to the big screen and add on the charts, just like here or something, because if I'm sat there knowing that the charts are the main dominating thing, then I'll be inclined to actually do education. And I kind of need not to. Not trying to deprive anybody of anything. It's just sometimes you just got to think about these things. Add existing browser. There we go. Cool. So if I slide this way, then I have it. That means I can sort of put this like a news thing. Great. Yay. There's GME over there. Doing good. How you doing in chat? Corey Bing Bong. There's a nice pie market gap up to look on BB. There's a nice gap on BB, is there? Let's see if I can. Let's see what this is like. Might have to zoom right in. What did you say though? Pie market. Uh-oh. What's that noise? Camera's focusing. Stop focusing. That's weird. Maybe my charts on the screen confuses my camera. Can't see my eyes so well. White balance is way off for sure. BB, you see? I need education, Rocky, says Gaston. Okay, man. Trying. I can't. Thank you. There's always education in here. Always is. I can't stop myself. But, ooh. Little gap there, just below us. Little gap over a gap. Oh, a gap on gap action. Oh, here we have some gap on gap action. Gap on gap. So funny. If you people have watched recently my gap education video, might have been the one in which I have talked about like Alessio Rastani and stuff like that. Not too sure if it is or not. There's Sean, for example, was chatting to him. You want some naked tea, Apple? Awesome. We'll do some naked tea in a bit. I was chatting to Sean, for example, and that jiu-jitsu guy last night in Jamie's stream, I think, about gaps and gap education. And I got an education show on my, or gap education on my channel. And that Fibonacci's not drawn in the right place there. You see that? Maybe that's better. And I was saying that that in that video, or else a different video, not too sure which one it is. This is the camera, right? Is it? That's better, I suppose, probably. You can see this is the Bollinger Band, the BB chart here. That's the BB chart there, BlackBerry. And recently we've got a gap. Just today we've got a gap. And as you can see over there, we had a gap in the past. And this gap today is gapped over the previous gap. And I was talking in the past about how if there's a gap towards the upside or to the downside, you know, which one's more likely to get filled, etc. And there's a stat out there which is, you know, misleading, because it says that gaps to the downside or gaps to the upside, gaps to the upside are more likely to get filled, and as a general thing, I think that's what it is. Anyway, I dispute it, because because gaps to the because the prices is because, you know, it's going to, because it's more or less the same sort of dynamic. It's just that there's certain conditions that can happen where suddenly you have a gap towards the upside, which gaps over another gap, and it's really only on those conditions where this happens where you're liable to have where you could say that it's more likely for a gap to the upside to be filled than a gap to the downside. Like, actually a gap there is more or less the same. It's just that this can happen, right? That because this can happen, it leaves you with that statistic, which is obviously an anomalous aspect to it. So it's reductionist to say that gaps towards one side or the other are more likely to be filled, because what it does is it completely overlooks this scenario. By all means, you know, think about that yourselves and all that sort of stuff. So there's some education. It's not a graph, please remember. It's a chart. That's right. Oops, I can't type for nothing. We can do naked TA anytime you want. Look at the graph. Look at this graph. Nickelback. Oh, cool. I only mention it as I like to jab other YouTubers who call it a graph when it's not. It's a chart. So don't want anybody here to be offended when I ridicule the error. That's cool, TradeSpotting. Well, I can make it easy as well. It's called a chart. There you have it. If you want to, if you want to call the RSI the RBI, go ahead and do that. You'd be wrong. There you go, buddy. Calicala says, lol indeed. Brunel de Tazamaz. What a good name, Brunel de Tazamaz. I used to be heavily involved in some famous engineering works a while back. Wow, well, they're still probably pretty famous. I wonder what they are. The London Shard, perhaps? I wonder. Although I don't think the engineering is that... famous engineering. Like, really, what is there that's famous engineering recently? In the UK, for example, what's famous engineering in the UK? Famous engineering in the UK. I wonder. Famous engineering, you got like the Falkirk, the what do you call it again? Shit, geez, the canal thing, the Falkirk wheel. You've got that. That's famous engineering, and then prior to that, after that, there was the Millennium Bridge in London, and how people, when they walked on it, it made the whole thing shake. And then after that, buddy, honestly, in terms of the UK, I can't think of a single engineering project which has been considered to be famous. I know that there's plenty of projects which involve heavy amounts of engineering which are famous, but people don't seem to give a shit about engineering projects these days compared to the way they used to. Am I just completely wrong? Am I just out of touch? Could be that I'm out of touch, but I honestly, I don't know. I don't know if there is a single engineering project that's famous at the minute. 19th century. Well, there we go. Now, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Those ones there, brilliant stuff. Like the Fourth Rail Bridge. Wow. I wonder if that could be one of the ones that you're looking at. Resonance. Mizzy. Yeah, Resonance. Do you remember that I Am Not a Cat with the feet walking thing? That was really famous. Tunnel thingy. the tunnel thingy. Oh no, famous ones globally. Real famous engineering projects is Mexico City with their tunnels and their anti-shock stuff for buildings. Like really, that's really fascinating and famous. I guess Australia with their, or not Australia, Queensland, New Zealand, Christchurch in New Zealand, that sort of thing, where they built all the houses really shit, even though they knew they had earthquakes, and then they all fell down, so they had to build them again. That's kind of famous in a way, but it's not so famous, really. I don't know. Y'all, lol, yeah. Imagine buying Rolls Royce at 88. That would have been sweet, indeed. 19th century, various bridges in Newcastle? Says Martin Ewan. Good to see you, Martin Ewan, man. I should read out your comments. That's what I should do. It's a chatty episode. Oh, wait. Sorry. Supposed to be doing... There's another thing that we do here in the show. Let's just do this other thing that we do real quick. GME. Oh, it's at 193. Brilliant. That's what we wanted to see. AMC. Let's save a look here. It's not filled in that gap yet. It's still kicking around at this point here. Could we go up to 144? I mean, we can just leave this on here. It is possible, but I'd rather that we filled it in, I think, before we went up, if I'm honest. Don't want to do it this afternoon. Fed meeting happy, though. I mean, with the Fed meeting happy, we did come right up to the top of Fed meeting happy zone. So we have done Fed meeting happy market zone. So that's kind of technically done. So maybe we go back down, fill in that gap, and then this becomes Fed meeting happy zone. I wonder. That'd be cool. But I can go get my comments on YouTube instead and search for Martin Ewan's comments. Been a long time since I've read them out. But it'll take me a minute to get to my back end. I've also sold it twice, paid the bills, and bought it all back again too. That's cool. What are you talking about there? Lol, I imagine buying RR at 88. That would have been sweet. Are you talking about Rolls Royce? Cool. Yeah, totally, man. Tradespawn, I'd have got RR if I wasn't dating GME. Ooh. I don't drink coffee for pleasure. I drink it for survival. Oh, I'm offline. Brilliant. Is the stream broken? Has the stream broken? The stream's probably broken, right? Look at this. This is what it's like for me. You're offline. Connect to the internet. So I'm trying to do this. I got no idea if it's working or not. You're offline, it says. Anyway, I'm not happy. It would cost me $9,000 if I wanted to get internet that's better than what I've got here. $9,000. $9,000. So 9,000 British pound dollars rather than American pound dollars. So that sucks. So I'm not looking to do that. Retry. Anyway, get this off of here. You just don't need to see my back end. Although some people would dispute that. When squat cam. Before I did YouTube streams, I would make calls and after say, imagine that, and my friends would get pissed off. I wouldn't. I'd laugh. Right. I can see you. Thank you, Sarah. Thanks so much. Yeah, so you can imagine the frustration here for me. I've got no idea if the internet's working half the time. And I'm trying to do that. And I'm talking out into the ether. You're not offline, says Dad. Thanks so much. Rocky streaming on da Bluetooth. That's what it feels like, eh? We can crowdfund Rocky's upgraded internet. I mean, that's really nice. But I just don't know if it's even... I don't even know if it's morally and ethically... I'm quite... Yeah. I'm a bit messed up, haven't I? I don't know if ethically I can do that. I don't know well, ethically I can do it fine because I have to embrace this stuff. But on a moral level, can I do that? I don't know, because I could save somebody's life with that money. So who knows, eh? I'm not inclined to. But I can go and find your man's comments. I can do that. If the internet... I don't know if I'll be able to do that, to be perfectly honest with you. It'd be cool if I could. It'd be cool if I could. It'd be cool if I could. I'll try it. I'll try. Is it going to work? I mean, come on. Sorry about having that crap picture up on screen. Do I have a crap picture? I don't know if I've got crap. No, I don't. I've got a chart up. That's good. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to happen in a hurry. My internet's clearly... I've got upload. Thank goodness. I've got no download. Please wait while we try to reconnect. See? now Stream Elements is telling me it's off, eh? Stream Elements is telling me it's gone in the chat. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean that's what it is, Sarah. Ah, that's what it is. It's exactly right. Ah, way my long on Evergrande video got 1,000 views. That's cool. That's quality. Made some money. Made some money on that. Made some money on the Evergrande trade. I'll keep it going. I'm just going to manage it with stop losses and see if I can get it going up even more. That'd be quality. What am I looking for here? Comments, if it would load. Stephen Kimbler, thanks for making the best morning show in the world. Love the content and value your show price every day. Thank you so much. Actually, tell you what, see this. I asked a poll yesterday. I asked a poll. Can you see this in the chat there? I don't know if you can. In fact, this is maybe worth going back to the big screen for. I asked a poll yesterday. How many of you have not had every single one of your comments that you've ever put on my channel got a heart? And the cheek of yous didn't all say 100%. I couldn't believe it. I was so disappointed when I saw it came back at saying 70%, right? That I didn't bother reading out the results or anything. I just closed it and moved on and forgot about it. Because look at this, right? Look at this. As I look down the way, the last time I got a comment that I haven't done, I hit like on, and I've left these here, you know, for my own. Like they get surrounded in spam and everything else, and I have to go in and delete them and the spam and everything else. So I've got comments from 10 months ago. 10 months ago, investors are beginning to see. Let me just look here. Yeah, that's a spam comment. I don't know why that's there and not being shown to me before. Now, here we have it. So I'm just clearing up the ones that I haven't done. 10 months ago. Sorry, Tradesbot, I made you wait for 10 months on that one. Sorry, Tradesbot, on 10 months on that one. Yeah, you got a shout out, says Tony Wright, 10 months ago as well. Crazy times. Thank you, buddy. Looking forward to this weekend. Seems like I hit heart on that. Sean Thomas, great guy. Thanks for another PMA to use and reference to how and or why outcropticians. Nice one. What's PMA anyway? PMA. Positive mental attitude to use in reference to how and or why outcropticians. That's quality. So there's something nice in that episode. I'll just get that open so I can see myself. So anyway, yeah, 11 months ago. Sorry, Andrew Castro. I don't know why these didn't get liked by me at the time. You know, every single other person out there, though, every other single person out there, is liars. Is absolute liars. So take off the filter hell for review. Look at this. Sorry, Corey. Why was that not showing up though? Why was that not showing up? 9 hours, it wasn't there, right? So you see, the only ones that don't get done. So you see that the only ones that don't get done. Apply. I haven't responded. It's not showing up. It's not showing up. Take away. I haven't responded. 1 hour, like this is 2 hours ago. Lisa, 8 hours ago. Corey Bing Bong. Oh no, I did do that. Lisa once. Sorry, yeah, it's Corey Bing Bong 9 hours ago, man. I don't know why. That doesn't show up for me. So these are the ones. These are the ones that I haven't hit heart on. Then just look down the list here. Look, hearts. On every single fucking comment. Every single what? Wait a minute. Excuse me. Sorry, L Baker Matthews. I missed that one. On every single comment. Every single comment. Every single one. Oops. Sorry. Missed that one there. Right? That was an hour ago though, so don't give me, it's just an hour ago. It's just I was actually streaming at the time that comment came in, so it's not fair. Okay, every single one. These are liars. You're liars, right? These are liars. These are just liars. Okay, admit it. Some of you out there hit no. Some of you out there hit no on that, and you didn't know because it's and some of you hit no out there to lie. That's what happened, right? Just admit it. That's what happened, right? Because the answer is at least 90%. Sorry, I missed this one. Yo no soy marinero. No soy marinero. Oh, yo no soy marinero. Yeah. But the song is the song Yo no soy marinero, or is the song No yo soy marinero? I don't know. I'm talking about the song here. Sorry, distraction. La Bamba lyrics. Para bailar la bamba, se necesita una poca de gracia pa mi party. I arriba, I arriba, I arriba, I arriba, portisserie. Yo no soy marinero. Aye, you're right, Katie. Take it back. Yo no soy marinero, soy capitan, soy capitan, soy capitan. Bamba, 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 bamba. And then we all know the words, right? To dance the bamba, all you need is a bit of humor. A little of humor for me and you. Get up, get up. I get up and get up. For you, it'll be for you, it'll be for you, it'll be. I am not the sailor, or I am not a sailor, I am a captain, I am a captain, I am a captain. Bamba, 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 bamba. There you go, right? So now you all know. There's education. Gaston. Are we happy? Are we not pleased? So yeah, yous are liars. Glad we cleared that up. Anyway, right. So I'm glad we did that. Glad we showed you that yous are liars, unappreciative, lying children. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yous are just little unappreciative, lying children. Yous don't know what's good for yous. Yous don't know what's good for yous. Right. So going back the way though, this was the first one. It was a month ago, right? Gosh. So we're going to just read a few of these out because they're just so good, right? Remember the like button is important. Good comment for everybody. Remember the like button's important. Dad, can we have an ice cream? Can we have an ice cream? Can we have an ice cream? Dad, can we have an ice cream? Are we nearly there yet? 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 The family's left Adelaide 45 minutes before heading for Perth with at least 16 hours and 750 miles ahead across Nullarbor Plain. Analogies can be such useful cognitive processes. Let's all be stoics together. Thanks, Rocky. Thanks, Martin. It's not funny. It's not funny. Stop laughing. Well, to be honest, I wasn't until then. Felt a bit bad. Still, the relationship between price action and RSI grew a little more in my mind before the evil tech ninja struck. You achieved something. Day at a time. See you tomorrow. Baked beans in the US will do your head in. This is back when we were talking about the amount of sugar. I bought them as homesick comfort food and they have so much sugar in them it's like they marinated in syrup, completely foreign. Well, you're not wrong, man. It's high fructose corn syrup, isn't it? Risk and reward are doing my head in at the minute. Trying to really dig into them and ends up veering off into philosophical, conceptual areas that require me to have a personal sage. And I can't afford one, so it's good you're here to take people's hand at the bottom of the hill. I appreciate the practical aspect too. Additionally, I know you appreciate certain buskers who play about the place and add value to your world. I know quite personally that feeling you probably share, where you can lose yourself in the work, and I believe in it, but peripherally worry recriminationally about the size of your crowd. I'm just a cipher on the internet and not much an expert in anything. You have tiny numbers and you're out here playing an intellectual Stradivarius. I love your work. Thank you so much. Reading this made me feel really good. Who dares grins? First error, up 48 comments. This was good and everything as well. But going on to the ones that had real depth to them. I'm a violently enthusiastic taxidermist who works rare and endangered species as well as creating bespoke creatures from various spare parts and leftovers. I have, for example, a polar bear with 7 marmot heads and half goat, half motorbike. Today, while stuffing a rare lowland bongo traffic, this one, right? We read this out in the past, and it's hilarious. It's hilarious. I'm not embarrassed to admit I'm still quite confused. The exclamation of "Gazooks" can only partly portray the immense pride I felt witnessing your rendition of my humble comment towards you in real time on your last podcast, and so I'll add Jiminy Cricket. And this is where actually I should have come back to read this out again. I noticed I noted also the small ejaculations of pleasure evinced towards me from the side chat thingy. I was quite overcome and had to set aside my rare lowland bongo. Traffic is curious. You're curious. Whatever. Momentarily, as I examined myself within, I am but a simple man who labours under passions and over my own impediments, which include verbosity, reanimating animal corpses, and what some might call an over-fondness for hallucinogens. Even so, I was invigorated by the attention and the smattering of applause, and whilst I am wary of it, considering the laughter and attention from others, an opiate in its own right, having seen others dragged down to depths such that some would even sell toothpaste on television. I will continue to pen brief comments in my short Darjeeling breaks between rearranging innards of both predator and prey of the thoughts and observations that occur. And good subtext is never a bad thing. As Irvin Welsh once again reminded us, you don't have to run away, just meet somebody special and step sideways in a parallel universe. Goodness gracious, and addition in crikey dick, I veered dangerously close to manipulation at my mention live on air again by Rocky Outcrop in his show yesterday morning. So you can see, I read these out and they're great. So you can find them in my comments. This is me leaving a comment. Have all my encouragement. I did stop commenting because after three, the fourth and fifth days, I replied disappeared, and that confused me, and I naturally presumed I was unconstructive. This comment itself is a test, and that's what YouTube does, man. YouTube takes some of my comments and it hides them on me, and I don't even get to see it. Let's look over here at Held for Review real quick. For example, the Mighty Red. Thank you so much for that. It's not spam, YouTube. I've approved her as a commenter. So frustrating. Okay, Jimmy, I'll take a look at her. You asked me to. It felt like it was. I don't know. Do people just not want me to read that stuff out? I was having a good laugh, but if people don't want it. People don't want it. I don't understand. Anyway, yeah. So this looks Adam and Evie at the top here, doesn't it? That's just my first observation. What have we got? I'm not doing anymore.